And this is Matt Bergman. I'm going to share with you how you can use the project feature in Google Earth to make some amazing custom digital field trips. So let's check it out. So first of all, if you're in Google Earth, you can go right over here. This is the project feature. If you click on it, you'll see that I have some untitled projects right now. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new project and I'm going to save it in Google Drive. So once I go ahead and do that, it's going to open this up. Now, what I can do is I can add quite a few things. So I can add a place mark, which is adding like a checkpoint and on my map. I can look for a specific place. I can draw a line or a shape. I can add a full screen slide, a title overlay, a folder. So let's do a full screen slide. And so I'm going to put in here Matt's Travels. Okay. And so as you can see, I can change the color. If I want to change the color, I want to change it to purple. I can add a background right here. So if I want to do an image search of some sort or upload my own image, I can most certainly do that. I'm just going to do something like this and hit select. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to preview it. Now, first, before I do that, I'm going to put in Matt's. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Now, what I can do is I can actually change. Oops. Hit preview. This is what it's going to look like. Matt's travels across the globe. So I have my header right here. I have my text right here. And then I can close out. So that's my first slide. Now, the second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually find a specific location on this map. So when I do that, I'm going to look for Alliance, Ohio, which is where I was born. Okay, so I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to place this, and I'm going to save it to my untitled project. And I'm going to say that this is Alliance, Ohio. And then I can say this, oops. So I can say this is where I was born. And then I can add things in here. So if I wanted to add, say for instance, picture is a famous place in Alliance. I want to add a YouTube video, so Mount Union University is there, so we'll do that. And if I want to add anything else, I can most certainly do that. I can add text, and I can say this is where I was born. It's famous for several important things. And then I could, list that in there. The info box, I can make it small, I can make it large. The place marks right here, I can even change the color if I want to change the color, make it red. I could make it purple for the Mount Union Purple Raiders. And then I can just go ahead and hit preview, and you're going to see that right here, it's going to have some information about my trip. So let's check out my trip so far. I'm going to present it. I'm going to go to the next slide right here. And as you can see, I can scroll up and down to see my text. This is where I was born. It's important for many famous things. And I can list some of the information right here. So that's really a cool idea that you can have right there. Now you can put some other things as well. So I was actually from Alliance, Ohio, but I moved when I was little, and I moved to Pittsburgh. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put Pittsburgh. This is the other place, and I sort of lived near the airport in this area of Pittsburgh. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a post. I'm gonna add maybe something right down in here because I was in Coriopolis near the airport. And let's just say that this is what I want. I can choose this button right here, capture this view, and then I could say, okay, and I'll say when I lived in. Now this is great if I want to have students say, for instance, write down a paragraph depicting an important scene. There's a lot of things I can do. I can add, once again, I can add pictures right here if I want to add pictures, but at this point I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back. I'm going to show you what my project looks like now. So I have Matt's Travels Across the Globe. This is the very first stop right here. This is Lyons, Ohio. I can go through, and I can actually shrink this down a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. So I have that. Let's say that I don't like this, and let's say that I want to go back and I want to change it. Well, I can. So I can go back and I can edit it, and I can say, you know what, that card, it's a small info box card. I want a large one, and let's see what that looks like. And that's what it's going to look like right over here. So I like that better, so I'm going to keep it. So then I can go back and I can check out my, see, that's a whole lot better. And then right over here, once again, I just had text. I didn't necessarily have my card, but this is what's really neat, is that students can go through and they can interact with Street View. So now, how do I get this to students? How do I get this to my teachers? Well, what I can do is I can go and I can hit the present button and share the URL at the top. That's one way. Okay, so that's really helpful. Another way is I can share my project. And so if I hit share, I can share it with somebody else so that anyone with the link can view, and I can copy it that way. That's definitely what you want to make sure you do. Now the other thing is I can add a person right here to collaborate with. So just like a Google Doc, I can make sure that I add a person to collaborate. So hopefully that helps you with this project. And let's actually show you what it looks like if I copy the link and then I go to that link. Let's go to it. Let's show you what it looks like. This is what the person that sees your map, what they'll see. And they'll be able to see, I'm going to present it, and there's even a table of contents, so you can go right here, you can say, oh, I just want to skip to Pittsburgh. You can go and skip right to Pittsburgh and see that view. So really neat way of using Google Maps in the projects feature.